All right. What is going on, all you point three people? Welcome to another episode of the Point Three podcast. The trio will be trickling in here. There he is, right on time.
Hello.
Spider Brando in his darkness mode, as we see here. What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I can't hear if you're saying anything. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm ready now. I'm sorry.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Perfect, man. How you feeling today?
Oh, I just want to not talk about work or anything and just podcast.
It's you know what? Today is definitely one of those days where it's like this is going to be our therapy. Like we're getting into what we love today. We have an absolutely jam-packed episode of new rumors, news, MCU, DCU, of course. Guys, girls, people, all you point through people, we are getting so close to the epicness that is 2025. It feels like it crept up on us. I don't know, Spider Brando. We got like this month left. We got some animated stuff coming up. Like February, it kind of all kicks off for the most part. Excited?
Oh yeah, I very, very, very excited. It feels as much as I hate that we're so close to 2025. It's when we were going into 2024, we knew that 2024 was going to be pretty. Not like it's just so lackluster in comparison to what was coming in 2025 with Superman, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Daredevil, Fantastic Four,
Yep.
Thunderbolts has turned our eyes. Cap 4 still up in the air, but it's looking like it's shaping out to be pretty solid year.
Yeah. So I appreciate all y'all who are watching us live, and if you're not watching live, watching recorded, because it is season 2, episode 25 of the Point 3 podcast today, November 20th, and we are pumped to have you joining us again. I am Lou alongside Spider Brando. Hero Scroll will be back next week, but we are your favorite trio of hosts. Shout out Point 2 podcast today, but today
I was gonna say that.
Minty, if you're out there somewhere. We appreciate that moment that you delivered for us. But listen, we're going to be chatting about MCU, DCU, and more. So definitely stay tuned and join along for our blind rank. And we're going to be talking about some Sentry today. That's right, Sentry, the character that has been under wraps for the Thunderbolt movie to this point. But let's not waste any more time. It is time to share the 3 most important things that we talk about every single week at the beginning and end of our videos. We live this stuff. Spider Brando, it's time for Keep Watching, Keep Reading, Keep Nerding Out. Kick us off with Keep Watching.
I'm going. I can't say I'm going to keep watching. You just hooked it to me. Keep watching Superman. 1978. I'm throwing this background up for it because holy cannoli. I watched that movie for the first time in Discord the other day. And if you're not in our Discord, obviously pull up to it, having movie nights, always behind the scene chats and all that. And it was a great time. I was able to watch it with some community members. And it made me more excited for 2025 Superman movie. Like, to be completely honest, going back to the roots and seeing like what truly inspires James Gunn to do this movie, and knowing all the respect that he has for Christopher Reeve and these movies. I hear the 3rd and 4th one in the story or in the trilogy, not trilogy, whatever 4 movies is called.
Just call it Godzilla.
Are pretty like abysmal to the franchise, but 1 and 2, I'm sold. I want to watch that Super/Man documentary. So
100%. 100%.
I really enjoyed the movie. Some scenes did not age too well, but a lot of scenes for a superhero movie back in the 70s were pretty damn good.
That's it, man. And I feel like it's cool because you kind of jumped in that time machine and went back, and it's like DC used to run the superhero genre. Like Marvel sucked at that point. Like the 70s, the 80s, like that was all DC. And really, this movie, I mean, if you think about it, like if you were someone you're a comic book fan and you knew this movie was coming out and they pitched like basically like, do you want to see a man fly? And you're like, there's no way they can do that. And then this movie comes out and you're like, what? Like, go watch the behind the scenes. If you haven't ever done like a little deep dive into how they made that movie and like really the first attempt at making Superman fly and make it not seem like it's just a toy on screen, you're like, that's probably not realistic. You know what I mean? Like that, the techniques they used were super cool and kind of set the tone for a lot of what we see in the industry. I will say, when watching that movie, tell me that you don't appreciate Man of Steel and Superman's first flight just that much more, seeing how difficult that.
Ooh. Yeah, no, that does make you appreciate it
Yeah.
a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked like Minty was saying the miniatures. Yeah, you could definitely tell a lot of scenes where they use like mini scale and stuff, but
Yeah.
it worked very
Yeah.
well. And a lot of the I did point out when we were watching it, the opening crawl and a lot of the space stuff was very Star Wars-esque.
Right.
And I think they had a lot they might have had the same team that did it or may have like worked on both because I mean, how many companies were really doing like production stuff like that back then?
Dude,
But I thought it was cool. Like the
Yeah.
opening crawl, the like when they were writing out like Superman or some text, I'm like, this even looks like Star Wars font.
Right. Right. Yeah, no, shout out to the scaling that they did for Krypton as well.
Yeah, that was
that's pretty
cool,
cool.
too.
It's pretty cool to kind of see. Yeah, really, really fun movie to watch. And shout out to everyone in the chat today. Minty, Dill, super review. Happy that you're joining along here.
Howdy.
Yeah. DCU is about to be lit. Listen, stick around because we got some DC news. Drop all your thoughts into the chat as we kind of follow along here. And just real quick, after we talk about MCU and DCU news, typically these last around an hour, but probably after next 30 minutes or so, we're going to be doing a blind rank for animated shows, best animated superhero show, top 10. So definitely stick around for that because that should be super fun.
I'm excited.
Spider-Brand. Yeah, I'm putting you through the ringer, man.
I'm truly blind on this. I had no idea what the blind rank was going to be.
I know. I didn't want to give it away before because it's like a more recent photo. So when you type post, I'm not going to give you any more details just so you don't pull anything up. I know you wouldn't, but
I'm not going to.
Yeah, definitely stick around. We're gonna go through here, keep reading and keep nerding out. I think we're gonna lump those together and talk about that at the end for our deep dive. Spider Brando, do you want to give a quick little preview of what you did over the last week, what you got a chance to kind of dip your toes into and check out on Sentry?
I love Sentry now. I've read the 05 to 06 run. I forgot the author's name of
Paul
it,
Jenkins.
but yeah, Paul Jenkins. That was a time. You guys have been pushing me to read Sentry for a while now, and I finally caved and did it, and no regrets. I want to read more. I haven't been able to read more like I was hoping to since before this, but that run was freaking amazing, and I'm excited to talk about him later and to see if he could truly work in Thunderbolts or not.
Morality, duality.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You see, I'm so excited on it. I forgot to even bring that up.
I thought you were gonna say it. I was like, that's my tease. That's my tease for this one. That's my tease. But we'll definitely talk about it after our blind rank. But let's get into some news. Spider Brando, we got some general news that may not be DCU or MCU, but hit us with something that you actually posted that got me pretty hyped, and then I think you slapped me down in the comments afterwards.
I'm confused now. What did I slap you down on?
The mysterious Spider-Man logo that was being put up in Chelsea, New York.
Oh, okay. That yeah. I thought you were talking about not Marvel or
Oh
DC stuff.
no.
So yeah, the Sony decided to tease us with. Is there a way I could just share Discord? They teased us with a really annoying tease right here. Right here. They're putting up this little sign.
That's
But
so cool.
psych, it was just for a stupid TV ad. In Chelsea, New York, where everybody knows that Gwen is from in the Spider-Verse films. So we're like, okay, could be beyond teaser announcement, but no, it's just a TV ad.
Yeah.
Now I'm pissed off.
Yeah, I think as soon as that came out, everyone's like, "Oh, it's happening! It's happening! We're getting the news!" Like the December news that people are waiting on for like the big year-end drops of like the Superman trailer, Beyond the Spider-Verse updates and news, what's going to happen in the MCU. Like they're just little breadcrumbs that are being left there that we're just taking and just running into a complete brick wall with. So, yeah, Dill, same thing, man. We felt it. We felt it. We felt it. But Spider Brando, did you get a chance to check out the behind the scenes, not behind the scenes, but the teaser for Craven, which is coming out December 13th?
Oh, I have not. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know that a teaser even came out for it.
Guys, this is the thing is like I think the
This
theme
was
of
just
today is
big
going to
today.
be yeah, I think the theme is going to be like just perception of these things that are coming out, and they're kind of like all painting a picture. And as kind of the year closes out, we're all just kind of, I think a lot of MCU fans, like if you kind of have your ear to the ground, like the pulse is like, is it, like I feel like that's the thing, is like, is it going to be good, is it going to deliver, is it going to actually do something for us? So if you haven't had a second to check out the Craven the Hunter TV spot, little behind the scenes, definitely do that. Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think, is going to be an absolute beast, no pun intended, in this. So
Yeah.
hopefully it should be good. But last thing before we dive into some DCU news, Matt Reeves says that Bruce Wayne is going to find it very hard to be Batman in the Batman 2. Spider Brando, how does that make you feel about the state of Batman after one and after the Penguin series?
I think that's exactly what I wanted to hear. To go into this movie. Now, like, you think in Spider-Man 2, Toby found it hard to be Spider-Man and kind of took that step of, does he really want to do this or not? And even in Far From Home, Tom kind of got that same little vibe, just wanting to be on his school trip. And it's cool to see characters struggle to be their character, to be like their characters, because then it just leads to more growth for them.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of pretty good Batman scenes in one. So it'll be nice to see how how we get to see the Bruce Wayne persona deal with the effects and like
Yeah.
the fallout of everything that happened in one, Penguin, and just kind of taking that Batman mantle up to a new responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like that he's going to grapple with it, especially from the standpoint this is more of a grounded Batman. And kind of with that comes, what's your experience level? I think that's the biggest thing. Like, how battle hardened is he? What's his brand of justice? Can he deal with, all the violent crime? Who's going to be the main villain of Batman 2? How does that tie in? Does he have what it takes? Is kind of what I'm getting from that comment of like mentally, like how strong is he? Obviously, I think in the end he's going to be, Bruce Wayne and Batman are just an absolute unit. But it'll be cool to see kind of that development that each persona is going to get throughout. And I don't know. I mean, the trip that Penguin went on, I'll be very curious to see who gives him his comeuppance, if it is going to be Batman or not. So uh, I know people. What was the thing? Everyone's like they started. What game was it that they started playing so they could beat up Penguin?
Penguin. It was it Arkham Knight?
I think it might have been where
No, was it in Arkham? It was Arkham City or Arkham Knight. I think it was Arkham City though.
I started playing Justice for my guy, but yeah, that's a good one. But
I came across some potential. Speaking of DC news,
okay,
if we wanted to transition, but this was posted 40 minutes ago from Collider that the Superman trailer is expected to arrive online mid-December and be attached to Disney's Mufasa: The Lion King. And if it's attached to Mufasa: The Lion King, that shit's gonna be attached to Sonic 3. If I get to see a fucking Superman trailer while seeing Sonic 3, I will. Quoting from a previous episode, I will do great things. 100%. I will do great things to see a Superman trailer before that damn movie. Oh my god.
Oh, do I need to go see? I think I need to go just that Thursday, just because.
I would. Oh, fuck yeah! I might go see it for the trailer and just.
Why not?
I would see it.
Why not?
If it's not, now you see, if it's not attached to the Sonic one, I'm gonna be very salty, because then that's Disney pretty much trying to buy over their fame over that, because they know stupid ass Mufasa can't compete.
No. Chat, this is a question for you. That's all right. That's all right. Chat, this is a question for you and obviously Spider Brando. Do you think this Superman trailer, if it does drop mid-December, will be the highest viewed trailer of 2024?
Of 2024? I don't think so.
Ooh.
Deadpool and Wolverine's trailer did freaking numbers. That did a lot of numbers, and as much as people are excited for this, I don't know if it'll surpass that just because of all the haters that it has going for it. Going against Superman.
I know, but don't you think like the haters have to be curious of like what the, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, forget that movie, but like everyone's gonna YouTube it and watch it.
But now see, this Superman hits everybody in every generation, though. He's
Even
the
in the
longest
grave,
tenured.
man.
Yeah, he is the longest tenured superhero. So that does.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it'll match it. That's gonna be exciting.
Just to the number, like across all platforms, like it does not have one more view more than Deadpool Wolverine.
Nope. No, I'll make sure it has one more view.
Love it. All right. So DCU news. James Gunn says that he wrote all of Creature Commandos before he signed on with DC, and quote, he said, luckily, I have a really great CEO at DC Studios. That was me, and I greenlit my own show. Creature Commandos review embargo, just FYI for those in the chat, it does lift on December 3rd, 2 days before it actually debuts. So there should be a lot of content that's dropping on socials during that time. But for those that have seen it that haven't been able to release, a lot of things I'm seeing are positive around it. A lot of things I'm seeing are positive. So with that, Spider Brando, what's your hype meter for the DCU and Creature Commandos specifically? I'm about to pull this up from Super Review Show.
Ooh. For the DCU overall, or just Creature Commandos?
Both.
Right,
Both. Just all vibes. We're all about vibes today on the channel.
I think if I had to differentiate them, I would say Creature Commandos is at a solid 8 in my hype level. As we get closer to it, I know it's gonna be rising up, but I'm trying to not like be so obsessed with it because I already got Superman and Sonic to deal with. But and then overall DCU 10 out of 10. I'm hyped for. I am so excited for it. This from what I've heard about this show, I haven't seen any spoilers, thank God, or really any leaks, but from everything that I've heard about this show, they could be doing a better job at marketing it to try to get like that first initial DCU push or tease.
Yeah.
But I'm overall still excited, and I think it's going to be a great show. It's funny that James Gunn wrote it and was able to greenlight it himself.
Yeah.
I thought that part was cool, but that just shows that he was that passionate about it, obviously. But I still don't know much about the Creature Commandos in general.
Yeah.
I know Frank Grillo has been talking about it, and he's also going to be in Superman or some other DCU projects.
He just said something about Superman, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he said he got a sneak peek at Superman's first trailer and says, "I'm not blowing this out of proportion. My skin was hot and I had goosebumps. That's how great it is." Via Collider. So Collider is
It's cooking
they're
right
getting a
now.
lot of Superman. They're getting a lot of Superman information right now, and I am jealous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's listen, say what you want, you know. I know.
do have one thing to say about this.
Yeah.
Though.
Well, say what you want.
James
Yeah.
Gunn
Go for it.
also said The Flash was a great movie. So I want to take this with a grain of salt, but I trust in Frank Grillo's judgment for a movie that he was in versus James Gunn trying to save his company's money after taking it over.
That's where I'm at. Minty, for him specifically, for Frank Grillo specifically to say that it looks really good, I do actually take his word on this a little bit more than just others. Going back to what you're saying, Spider-Man about the Flash, we're all like, really? But for Frank Grillo, who, you know, maybe didn't get, you know, the justice he deserved as the characters he was portraying in the MCU, shout out and RIP to Crossbones. But I don't know. Frank Grillo is that kind of guy where he's been pretty passionate about the characters he's playing and wanted to invest his time and felt he has some worth. I know he's in it, but I don't think he's a big enough star to be like what I say is going to have a lot of pull. I don't know. It's this weird thing where now, like, it does kind of feel genuine-ish, but I think he's kind of like comic book nerdy at that standpoint too. So,
Well, he said that he's not really into much like I watched more of that interview, and he went on to speak about how he wasn't too like into like overall superheroes or comics growing up, but Superman was always like that guy for him, and like he knew of like how important Superman was. So
yeah,
I think that's another reason why I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Knowing that like the one character that he does know is getting like a true to source thing from what he knows, and he was in the movie and it's gonna be all over the DCU.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Yeah, that just my overall feel so far about the core projects that are either done in post-production or pre-production or script point, whatever it might be. I feel really good about them. One, just because of James Gunn's track record. Two, I think they kind of know what's at stake here of this might be, I'm not saying it would be the last shot, but I think this is kind of the last attempt at a quick turnaround to build and establish a new extended universe. Because I don't think it helps with the way that the MCU is handling their extended universe. And then obviously on the heels of the DCU and kind of comments about like what's canon, what's not canon, like people are super skeptical about this. But when you hear comments like, again, what James Gunn was talking about when he was talking about the Lantern script and castings to this point, he's saying, you know, Chris, Tom King, Damon, they wrote an amazing series. It's an incredible series. He's excited for people to see it. But you get to the point in the comment where, again, he's doubling down or tripling down at this point of it's very grounded, it's very believable, it's very real. And those are the kinds of things you never expect. And with the association of the Lantern specifically, and I think they're just doing a great job of, you know, the fans who are like, I don't know, is this going to be good? He's kind of like, he'll throw a comment to like challenge people to be like, this is what you want, and we're going to do it here. But you're like, but they seem kind of fantastical in a way. And he's like, yeah, it's going to be a good story. I think he tells good stories. Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Guardians, of course. Those are all good.
Guardians 3 so bad. I don't know why, but it's the last couple months, I've been itching to rewatch it.
Just like my guy Warpig up there in our background. Just kidding. But yeah, DCU, man, we'll throw this up here for Minty as well. General vibes just seem to be that the creative direction is fully in James Gunn's hands without the additional studio intervention. To this point, I agree with that, but like it kind of goes back to like what he was saying with Creature Commandos. Like right now, he feels like he is the studio in a lot of ways. But this is the last thing I'll say in Spider-Brand. I'm curious. I kind of tie that into the relationships he has with Matt Reeves, where DC Studios, are they the ones that created the Batman? No. Did they create the Penguin? No. But their resources in play, it's a DC Studios show or movie. But then on the flip side, you get Joker 2 that denied all DC Studios, and they're just like, well, it wasn't that good.
Warner Brothers picture.
Yeah. So I think I'll say this before we move on to the MCU. My perception is that DC Studios is going to make a really strong brand, whereas Marvel Studios has separated from Studios Television Animation. It's going to add a little more kind of cloudiness to what umbrella does this fall under, right? So I have pretty high hopes. But Minty, you're cooking right now in the chat. What do we got here with the MCU and Sonyverse, and with the prior DCU? Unnecessary studio intervention. Pitch some dog water ideas, and the directors and writers have to go with it. Yeah. Again, once we kind of got out of phase 3, the Russos didn't really get their part in the MCU, and next thing you know, you got people like Taika Waititi, who's like, I don't really watch or read comics. Like, this is the character that I want. And we're like, what? And then Sam Raimi is like, what's WandaVision? We're like, the character who's showing up in your movie that just had their own TV show. And like, cool. Well, I'm done before the show ended and I didn't watch it. So here you go. Like, that stuff it feels like it's being avoided to this point with the foundation of the DCU.
And it also helps that Gunn has been shooting rumors and stuff down left and right and be truthful on, like, he went on about the Lanterns of how Chris Tom and Demon, I forgot Demon's last name, but were the ones that were like, they did all the writing and they pretty much did the casting themselves for who they wanted.
Yep.
So it cooks.
Yeah, it's good direction, and I hate to say it, but I will say it. I'm going to be comparing the heck out of the DCU and MCU until neither exist. That's just the way it's going to go.
Versus Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that's it. You finally get true competition, which hopefully elevates the MCU, and hopefully the DCU comes out, just firing on all cylinders possible. But Gunn feels like how Feige used to feel, where it's like, man, he's got a hand, but like the scale doesn't feel too big. Doesn't feel like there's too many projects. Doesn't feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen, or that studio oversight is just overwhelmingly in your face. It's refreshing but exciting in all the same ways. So before we get into MCU news, Minty, definitely want to highlight this one real quick. You have your new villain played by Giancarlo Esposito, added in reshoots for the new Cat movie. Yes, I 100% agree with you that it's a PR grab, since people have been calling for his casting in the MCU for a while now. We don't know the inner workings of contracts and all that kind of stuff, but it does feel, that whole process just felt weird.
Yeah. It's just still so weird to randomly add them the way they did.
Yeah. Well, we got some MCU news.
Powers now too, apparently, for a character that I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. Giancarlo's a topic for a different day.
Yeah, if you really want, if you guys really want to get into like just a rabbit hole for Cap 4, Reddit, and I think there's some recent rumors and leaks that kind of came out about what the previous plans for the movies were.
Oh God.
Mainly Cap 4, and you're like, why why didn't you guys do that? Like, why is that not what we see in the trailers? No idea. But Spider Brando, do you want to kick us off with some MCU news?
I sure would love to. We got Deadpool and Wolverine on Disney Plus last week. And wait, I want this one. Sorry. I'm picky today. But Deadpool and Wolverine with 19.4 million views on Disney Plus in its first 6 days. It was Disney Plus's most watched live action film of the year thus far, and I don't know if anything's going to be topping that.
No.
Definitely not now that we're in November.
No, it's
Have you rewatched it since it hopped on there?
When I think I was telling you guys this, I can't remember. But I flew to San Diego and I watched it, and then I watched it again, and then people in front of me were watching it, so then I just watched it while they were watching it. And I did that on the way there, and then I watched it again on the way back and literally did the same exact thing. So I think I've watched it probably like 6 times.
It's amazing. That's amazing.
It's so good. It was so good.
I think I threw it on after we ended last week. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm pretty sure I remember there was either last Tuesday or Wednesday where I just randomly threw it on at like 11 p.m. and I was like, all right, I'm watching this all the way through. I don't care.
I will say this about the movie. The Wolverine aspect of it kind of wore off a little bit in terms of rewatchability, where I'm like, okay, I know this is like his emotional part. I know this is a part in the van. Like, I know those things kind of happen. But by far, the most entertaining and laughable part every single time in that movie is Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool. Easily, hands down. Like, I chuckled and laughed, whatever you want, the whole time. I know exactly what's coming. And
it's so funny.
Yeah. My favorite part of that movie still is the opening, though. The bye with just him just wrecking the TVA goons. Just undisputed, one of the best moments of 2024. Still.
That definitely was on my bingo card.
But no, that was good. But what's not on a lot of people's bingo card is Wonder Man. For those of you that don't know, Wonder Man, what God, I keep butchering his name.
Simon Williams?
No, I'm not the actual character, the actor that's playing.
Wait, that's I don't know how to pronounce his name either. I can't.
Okay, I'll tell you why I can't say it. I need to see it. Yeah, Yahya Abdul Mateen is playing Wonder Man. Do you know why I can't say his name? Is because shout out fantasy football. I play IDP and I have Yaya Diaby on my team. And so when I think of Wonder Man, I think of the edge rusher from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I always say Yaya Diaby, and that's not right. But with Wonder Man, Brad Winderbaum, if you guys don't know, he's kind of a big player in the Marvel Studios space.
He's head of their TV studios.
Head of their TV studios, exactly. And he's been given a lot of insight. I think last week? I don't know if we had it on the live stream, but he's been giving us Nova news, and definitely saying like Nova's coming. It's in pre-production, the development. But anyways, he's given us updates on stuff. But anyways, he's saying with Wonder Man, if you're a fan of the West Coast Avengers and you know a little bit about Simon Williams, you're going to be very excited to see how much homage there is to the source material in the show. And it really is a love letter to Hollywood. Spider Brando, how do you feel about that comment? Is there anything that kind of stuck out to you or kind of gave you some question marks? Like, what are you talking about?
It doesn't really do anything for me for the hype level for the show because I'm not too familiar with West Coast Avengers, and I don't really care about watching like a superhero show that's a love letter to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like it seems like it's like Once Upon a Time, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood about like not nearly the same plot line, obviously, but like that kind of like being on a Hollywood set type thing.
Yeah.
and real life stuff goes to happen, but I don't know. I'm just like, do I gotta wait a year for this show to even come out because it's coming out December 2025.
Yeah.
Saying that does not get me hyped 1 year prior to it coming out.
You know what does potentially? I know this will never happen, but like my dream idea for this show, because if it is staying true to the source material, for those of you that don't know, Wonder Man had a little love thing going on with Scarlet Witch, a little love triangle
It's
with
even
Vision.
RDJ, man.
No, you know what though? I was thinking, I was like, what if Wanda's still alive, but she has no memories and she's like an actress? Like she pulls like straight WandaVision level stuff where she's like doing her thing and like she's an actress in Hollywood and like they like literally Elizabeth Olsen is in this show. I know it's not gonna happen, like we would have known by now. But I thought that would have been so cool if like Scarlet Witch is still alive, Wonder Man, like they're still doing their thing, and like they meet, and it's like this love story between the two of them, but she just has no memory. And then by the end of it, like Vision shows up, Tommy and the kids show up, Agatha can show up, Rio can show up, like all the people who are chasing Wanda, like show up in that, and that's how you kind of loop into the main MCU. That would have been my
That would be
dream
pretty cool.
for Wonder Man. But
Yeah, that would be cool. Like I said, I don't really know much about Wonder Man in general or honestly West Coast Avengers at all. But I got to do my research and maybe I'll be hyped for the show after that.
yeah, maybe. Shout out to the rumor culture, and with that, spoiler warning for those of you. I think we have some things maybe you already know, maybe you don't want to know. But we're gonna rapid fire through some of these things so we can get to our blind rank. But Spider Brando, I think we touched on this before, but apparently Marvel Studios wants Kristen Ritter, Finn Jones, and Mike Coulter to return as Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage for the MCU. They're going to hint at their past interactions in the upcoming series Daredevil Born Again that comes out in March 2025. Is this a good thing, bad thing? Should they recast all of them and just forget they existed?
I think it's a good thing. If they're making Daredevil canon and like saying how Born Again takes place a couple years after the Netflix Daredevil ends, and we know that Daredevil interacts with all these characters, it would be pretty stupid to recast or like change up whole like plot points or storylines.
Yeah.
But the Iron Fist guy has got to go. Yeah, I mean that I could if they just don't do anything with Iron Fist, that's probably just best case scenario. But I would like to see Kristen Ritter back and Luke Cage back.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool. I mean, from a continuity perspective, I guess you bring back Finn Jones, but I think after season 1 of Iron Fist, which shamefully I really enjoyed Iron Fist. I shouldn't have, but I did. He was okay. I feel like Iron Fist could be really good. And I only say that because Shang-Chi was really good. If Shang-Chi kind of sucked, then I'd be like, maybe we can keep Finn Jones. But yeah, no, Iron Fist should be legit and a huge player in the MCU. We'll see what Finn Jones has if he does come back. But this next comment is very interesting to me. Very interesting. So, chat, I want to hear what you think on this as well. But Kevin Feige was speaking on the difference between working on Avengers Endgame and Avengers Secret Wars. And he says, quote, "What's fun this time is now we know very much what the grand storyline is leading up to Secret Wars, but also beyond, like the X-Men." I just have to throw this out here because when I read this, I was like, it's funny because most people say today that the Infinity Saga felt so put together, and let's repeat that because they knew exactly what they're doing. And now we're just like, MCU has no idea what's going on. Do they even know that they're supposed to be making good projects or movies consistently? But the way that I interpreted this is we didn't really know what we were doing, and it almost feels like they lucked into a great saga, especially in phase 3. But now all of a sudden they have a plan for the rest of this multiverse saga. Question mark, question mark. How did that make you feel, Spider Brando?
Exact same way as you. When I first sent that, I was like, Feige's basically confirming they didn't have a plan post Endgame. And I know, obviously, COVID and the writer's strike screwed up whatever plans they had, big time, but you could truly tell that they were just throwing projects out there to see what worked or didn't work
Yeah.
before any of that happened.
Yeah.
And I mean, in a way, I'm happy now that they have like this new goal and plan for the future, especially with all the legacy character, not legacy, all their whole pretty much character pool in their hands now. Besides Spider-Man, one day Sony, one day, um, to really play with post soft reboot that Secret Wars is probably gonna bring.
Yeah. No. Hopefully. I mean, we're kind of, no pun intended, kind of in the end game for this multiverse saga for a lot of people from a patient's perspective. So again, we know at SDCC, writing was kind of on the wall. Shout out to the background we have up. But you bring the Russos back, you bring all these legacy actors and actresses back. You have to have a plan. And I highly doubt these people would sign on if they were just like, eh. Then again, maybe the check's big enough and who cares? We're going to rapid fire these next two before we get into our blind rank. But Spider Brando, between these two, which one's more interesting? Fantastic Four First Steps. It's going to feature both Silver Surfers, and it seems that Norrin Rad has been cast and will appear maybe towards the end of the film. Or Doctor Strange 3 will feature Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom.
Boom. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm more excited for Doom and Doctor Strange 3. Because the more Doom we have, the better. As much as I love Norrin Rad, I don't like the part that he's been cast and will appear at the end of the film.
Yeah.
Compared to knowing that Strange 3 will potentially feature Doom, and we know how good RDJ and Cumberbatch are together on screen. And from just like they weren't even from a villainous standpoint before. They were just kind of like fake enemies.
Yeah.
But now they legit would be freaking enemies. And if we do get like some Sorcerer Doom versus Sorcerer Strange, oh, sign me up.
Would you have Doom unalive Strange?
It depends when this movie comes out.
That's fair.
I don't know. I love Strange. I like, I have Doctor Strange 1 in like my top 10 or very high. And as I stare at this Doctor Strange poster, I can't say to just kill him off. But if the movie's like before Secret Wars, well, yeah, it would have to be before Secret Wars.
Well, here's the thing. This kind of rolls up into the reports that these sequels are going to be after. So again, with the soft reboot, if they're going to let Doom lay low, just maybe seems like conflicting reports a little bit. The timing of it, who knows? For all we know, Doomsday could be just stupidly successful, and they push Secret Wars back maybe a year or two, and then slide some movies in to kind of beef the story. So maybe not. I do think in a lot of ways, though, this is kind of a weird choice from a narrative perspective. I am pretty excited to see the Silver Surfer, but the only nerf from that perspective is Fantastic Four, and we don't like, when's Fantastic Four 2? Like, when is Silver Surfer going to show up again? Does that mean that Galactus is coming? Because I would assume Silver Surfer comes first and then Galactus is after. It feels weird. Don't love the Silver Surfer late. I expected to kind of get more in that movie, Doom is just like, I think Doom is taking over the Null role of just everywhere. And Minty is just really going, just going in. All right. Well, tons of great news, tons of great notes. We appreciate you sticking around, but it is time. It's time for the Spider Brando blind rank.
I'm so excited.
Top 10 best animated superhero shows of all time. I'm only going to give you a few parameters here. Think all animation, anime, Cartoon Network, maybe some are on streaming apps today. We're talking super. Think super.
Anime.
There are some anime shows that are on here. So it's not necessarily superhero per se, but it's super shows. Think super shows. Because when I saw a couple of these that were on here, I was like,
freaking interesting list.
It's good. It's good. Should I think we can all assume what Minty was saying is Batman Beyond is on here. I'm gonna fill in one. I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna put it in the chat so we have reference here. I'm gonna give you
That's what
yes, like My Hero, but My Hero's not on the list.
Damn. That saves me wrong the wrong answer.
Here you go.
8? Batman Beyond was at 8?
I'm gonna leave this right here. I'm gonna leave this right here for reference. Number 8, Batman Beyond, 1999 to 2001. You have shows from the 90s. You have shows from the 2020s. You got everything in between.
Yeah. So no, we are guessing. So our blind rankings take someone else's list, and only one of us knows the full list. Obviously, in this case, knows the list, and then I have to guess the order of it. We've done this before on the Spider-Man, all 10 Spider-Man movies ranking, and that was fun. That was so fun. That list is, I think his name was Joe. I'm still pissed off at Joe from Variety. And then what's the other blind ranking we did after that? That list was
Minty. We're doing it in the way of like, we could do it where I give you all of the shows and you put them in order, but we found this to be a little bit more fun. So technically, is it a blind rank? Yes, ish. But we're guessing the rank, and he's blind, so he doesn't know what it is. You got to see his skills on full display.
Exactly.
Full display. We're down a member today.
So
switch it up.
Number 1. I feel like I want to try guessing the number 1 animated. I'm going Batman the Animated Series at 1.
Oh, well done.
Yes. Oof. So we got Batman the Animated Series at 1, Batman Beyond at 8. I'm gonna go.
Minty, you can still guess, but I just gave him a starting point.
The Glaze is crazy for Batman. What do you mean the Glaze is crazy? That's a freaking phenomenal show. Oh, deserved. All right. At number, I feel like Spider-Man, the 97 Spider-Man has to be up there if Batman the Animated Series is. But if Batman Beyond is at 8, I think Spider-Man, the original animated series, not original, but like the one from the 90s, is at 5.
Bomp.
Is it on? It's on the list though.
No.
Oh, it's not even.
There is a Spider-Man.
Movies aren't on here, right? This is just
no.
shows. Right. Spectacular Spider-Man at 5 then.
It's on the list, but it's not 5.
Damn. I'm surprised that's on the list, but not both of them. But
Dude,
it makes sense.
you know what's funny is when we went through and we did what for Across the Spider-Verse, I didn't realize just how loved that. I mean, I watched it, but I wasn't like, oh, this is like one of the great. I mean, it was good, but that's when I kind of figured out like people were obsessed with this show.
I watched that show a lot.
Yeah. 2008, 2009. Do you want? Wait,
I'm gonna go. Is it at 7?
it is at 7.
Oh, okay.
It is at 7. All right.
Nice.
You got
we got
3 down.
We got 1, 7, and 8. Trying to think of a. You said there's an anime on here, but I don't even know what to think of. It's not My Hero. Would I want to? No, those are all live action. Ooh. I'm stealing Minty's One Punch Man. But no, there's no way One Punch Man over My Hero. That is
Okay, I want to tell you,
One Punch Man at 10.
For the sake of time, I said the same exact thing in my head. I was like, I cannot believe One Punch Man is on here over My Hero, but it is. It's on the list.
One Punch Man at 10.
No, I love One Punch Man, but like, I do think My Hero is a better superhero show. Period.
I'm not a big One Punch Man fan, so this really
dude,
hurts.
I love One Punch.
I'm gonna
I
say
really,
10.
really do.
I'm gonna say it's at 10.
No, it's a top half.
4.
Collider has One Punch Man at number 4 on the list of best animated superhero shows of all time.
I hate that. I really hate that, but we talk for a different day. So we got 4 One Punch Man, 7 Spectacular Spider-Man, 1 Batman the Animated Series, and 8 was Batman Beyond. I think would it be too early for Invincible to be on there?
No, we have shows that are post 2021. Invincible would be one of those. Now it's just a matter of
Invincible at 6.
bang. Well done. Yeah, Minty, the One Punch manga is sweet.
Yeah. But manga. So 6 Invincible. So we got 8, 7, and 6 all in a row. 8, 7, 6, and 4. At 5. I'm gonna go Justice League Unlimited. No, the original animated Justice League. Is that Justice League Unlimited? Not the original. I always say the original like it's
just
everybody
choose,
knows what I'm
choose
talking
unlimited. Choose unlimited.
Yeah. Justice League Unlimited at 5.
Ooh, no.
Damn. 3.
No.
I don't want to just like randomly just start throwing
I mean, yeah, at some point we'll go
ruin it there. But I'll put Justice League Unlimited on hold for now.
Okay. It's on the list. On hold.
So there's a lot of freaking animated movies.
Shows.
Oh yeah, shows. That's what I meant.
There's one I don't think anyone will get. If you're watching this live or recorded, I do not think you'll get one of these on the list.
What about? Oh no, that's a movie. That's a movie. I was gonna say Incredibles, but then I was like, wait, that's a movie. That's a movie.
No,
That's
that won't make
technically
it. That won't make
superheroes.
it. That won't make it. Yeah, man, we can see your screen. You're
I don't
looking all
know.
the stuff up, and you're just typing in best animated show. You can see you.
I did not say best. I was switching tabs, and it was not that. I don't know.
Busted.
I'm
Busted.
trying to think of shows right now, but there's so many shows. Was there X-Men the animated series at 10?
No, it's a top half, baby. It's a top
And
half.
now I have a question.
You have two outstanding. You have
Yeah, I was
Justice
gonna
League
say,
Unlimited.
is
No,
there do they potentially batch X-Men 97 with the X-Men animated series?
no. On this one, they have 1992 to 1997.
Okay. I'm gonna say that's at 3.
That is a 3. That's a 3.
Would X-Men 97 be at 10?
No, it's not on here
Oh, okay.
for whatever reason.
Oh, Batman Brave and the Bold. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. The Brave and the Bold Cook. That was a great one. My Adventures with Superman.
Which was mixed. I watched that. I liked it, but I didn't like it. But I kind of liked it. But I put it off. Yeah.
I don't know if I would put that. I don't know if that would be considered top 10 all time. So what do we got so far? I need a mental recap. We got 1 with Batman the Animated Series. We're missing 2. 3 is
X-Men.
3 was X-Men.
Yep.
4 was One Punch Man.
Yep.
5, we're missing 5, I think.
Yep.
6 was Invincible. 7, so we're missing 7. No, 7 was Spectacular.
Yep.
8 was Batman Beyond. So I'm missing 10, 9, 5, and 2.
Correct.
10, 9, 5, and 2. What would the second best animated superhero TV series be of all time?
All right. Did you place Justice League Unlimited? Let's
Let's
put that down. Put that down.
I'm gonna go. I think I guessed 5 for that earlier. So why not 2?
2. Okay. 2.
Earth's Mightiest Defenders or Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Those are good.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Is that at 10?
No, it's on the list though. So
go
you need 5, 9, 10.
and 10. I'm gonna go Earth's Mightiest at Justice League Unlimited at 2. I feel like that would be at like 5.
I thought Earth's Mightiest Avengers would be higher.
So it has to be 9 then.
Go 9.
Brandon's ball knowledge is shocking in a good way. I'm honestly surprised that I've gotten what I have gotten so far. So we're just doing 10, 9. Just 10 and 9 left?
Just 5 and 10.
Oh, 5 and 10.
Yeah.
5 and 10. Would
You guys can work together for 10. Don't look anything up, but for 10, there's no way. If you guys get it, my mind would be blown. I'll put a timer on for that one. I'll say it at 5 minutes. If you guys don't finish it, I'll tell you.
I have a hot guess. Powerpuff Girls.
Dude, no way.
No.
You found the list, didn't you? Did you
I
find the
swear to
list?
God, I swear to God, I did not find the list. I swear.
Don't lie.
I swear I will give away like 3 Funkos if I will show my search history right now.
Bro, there's no way.
You brought up DC, you brought up Cartoon Network earlier. Someone brought up Brave and the Bold, and they're superheroes. And I was a big fan of that
Wow.
show growing up. I can't lie.
We're just gonna lock in 5 and just get it out there because it was sad. But
Young
Young Justice is
Justice.
number 5.
Oh,
That's incredible, dude. I did not expect you to get Powerpuff. I don't know how you did it. I don't care if you use technology.
I swear I did not look at a freaking list. I
thought I
swear
thought
on all my Funkos.
I could have gave you. I thought I was gonna give you years. I was just gonna just sign off and just end the stream, and no one would ever know.
Dude, that's hype. That's so hype.
Wow.
But that gets me mad though. Would I say that's a better superhero show than My Hero? Absolutely not.
No.
Would I say a lot of these shows are better superhero
Mojo
shows than My
Jojo.
Hero? I don't know.
Bro,
Mojo.
Mojo Jojo, the Rowdy Rough Boys, and who are the green ones that were like the junkyard?
Weird ass freaking. Oh, I forgot their names, but they always had like the
I need to
scratchy
know.
voices.
Yeah.
Dude, that's hilarious.
The Green Gang, that's who it is. Dude, what epic rogues they have though. Fuzzy Lumpkins.
Have Teen Titans on there. That's crazy.
No.
Or any Teenage Mutant. Nah, that wouldn't really be superhero stuff.
Sedusa, hilarious. Rowdy Rough Boys, the Amoeba Boys.
Wow.
Dude, they had some sketch names though. No offense, but just like Sedusa. They had this barbarous bikini, a villain named Dick Hardley. Like, what are they doing
for you, man? Just
they had him?
indoctrinating kids at the young age.
100%. 100%.
Man, that was fun.
That
went way better than I thought it was going to be.
That was good. Honestly, I mean, everything on this list I would rewatch, no questions. The Patty Secretary. Oh, nah, different story for a different time. Okay. SB, executive decision. Do we want to hang on to the Sentry conversation? Do we want to wait to give people the true time that it would take to go through that sort of convo? Or do you want to give people just kind of your thoughts on the character and how you think they can make him work on live action? I'd talk about Sentry for hours.
Yeah, I think we could save like the deep dive for it, especially for an episode with Hero, because I know he's been wanting to yap about Sentry. But I'd be willing to talk about if he could even work in Thunderbolts really quick.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't think so.
And thanks everyone for joining.
He's just like, as I was reading that issue, the way they did the Void and the multiple personalities and just the whole thing of Sentry resetting people's minds to forget what Sentry does, and just the whole fallout of all that stuff. I don't see it being translated well into like a 2.5-hour movie that he's a side character in.
Yeah.
But if we get like any themes or like even like a glimpse into some of this stuff, will I be happy? Yes. I just want to see like a cool, powerful Sentry at one point throughout the movie, and then any hint of like the Void or just his multiple personalities, I'd be okay with.
Yeah. I think like knowing who Sentry is and like what the Void can be, like the Void to me, did you get this vibe of like the Void feels just as big, if not bigger, of a threat than like Null.
Oh yeah, that dude
You know
is
what I mean? Like,
powerful.
dude,
Not
Saga level, just
it's
humbling every hero.
it's crazy. I'm mainly looking at it just from like a CGI perspective that they
Yeah.
simply just can't like I don't think they'll put that much resources into doing the Void justice like that, or even like it's hard to describe, but I they're calling him Bob first of all,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
Um, it's gonna be a more humanized, kind of Moon Knight version of
Yeah.
it than like crazy void like entity.
Yeah. I agree with that. I could totally see them taking a little bit more of a Moon Knight-ish approach to his character and like letting the actor act versus giving us visuals of like, oh, here's this powered up blonde haired Superman buff sized dude, and then like here's a shadowy figure that's like skinny and frail and cracked out. And like I don't think that they would do that. I think that would just be more the actor stayed up for 3 days straight, eyes are all bloodshot, didn't shave, hair's all scraggly. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah,
type of thing
yeah.
would, in my mind, be that. However, I'm curious if you think they're gonna do Sentry, like Sentry, right?
I don't know if we can get the whole golden guardian suit and hair and all that, but I mean, we saw the glimpse of potentially his power in the trailer when he was getting shot at and the bullets just kind of hitting the ground. Or did they hit the ground? I don't know if we saw that part. I know we saw all.
I
I'm
think,
like,
yeah, I think when he's
I think
outside or
they were
something.
starting. They
Yeah,
were shooting at him.
yeah,
Um. So like that's really cool, but I will say I am way more hyped for the Lewis Pullman casting
mm.
than I was before I read Sentry.
Ooh, why?
Because Pullman is a good actor,
Yeah,
and if you watch him in Bad Times with El Royale,
uh,
which is a great movie and very underrated, he plays a character that really, like, is so he plays a morality duality character in that movie very well. I can't lie. The character he plays in that movie is like a really goody two shoes, and then something a lot of stuff happens,
mm,
and things get flipped, and he turns into freaking ruthless as hell. So now that I have that like association of Pullman's acting, I haven't seen him in Top Gun Maverick because I still have to see Top Gun Maverick.
that's actually really good.
But not yeah, I've been slacking. Oh, that's a good movie night one night. I was
I
thinking
would
about
movie
movie
night
nights the
that.
other days.
If you do a weekend movie night, I would do that. Well,
Ooh,
post football.
oh yeah.
Uh,
We'll work it out. You
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
join the Discord for
yeah, yeah.
anyone listening that wants to be part of a Top Gun. But and seeing that reference into like the character now, that's all I need. I was mainly scrutinizing on him because I didn't think he would be as like bulky as Sentry, but
Yeah.
now that I realize we're not really gonna get that like style of what Sentry is, um, I think he could play a killer schizophrenic dude that has a morality duality and crazy vibe to him way more than I did before I read him.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's probably one of the coolest things, and why I really was hoping you would read it is from that perspective that you just outlined of like, I know the actor, I know what the actor's done. I have an expectation of like, I've seen what Sentries looked like. And I think that's where a lot of people stop, is they kind of get caught up in the visual of the character that we see float around on social media, where people pull like, there's a one epic photo that I think everyone's using for somebody else, but it was just like, he just looks yoked. And then you see Stephen Yeun and everyone's like, oh, maybe he could do it. And you're like, I don't know. The suit looks nice, but it's just like you need some like big 6'5" Scandinavian dude with long blonde hair to play the role, and it's like, not really, not really. And after you read it, you kind of understand a little bit more of why. However, we do need technology to kind of make it happen. But still, hey North, um, it was a good run. 0506 Sentry, Paul Jenkins, John Romita Jr.'s on it.
Quick, like I could see this now after 100% after watching it. Even if we don't get the whole S bolt thing, just their shoulders and kind of hair, face.
I think they can do it. I think they could do it. And I think it'll be really good. And I just am tripling down on I think the Thunderbolts is going to be an underratedly good Marvel movie.
I'm in that boat as well. We trashed it very. I remember that one video we did of like, this is gonna be the worst MCU movie ever.
Well, dude, I mean, if that was on the assumption we take the rumors as is, and like some of the stuff, it just sounded
everything we knew
so
about the movie at that time. But that's why you got to stay on point with point 3, and also just being willing to change perspective after learning new information out.
Yeah, there's no backtrack. Yeah, there's no cop out or anything. I mean, yeah, we are hosts of a podcast, but at the same time, like we're still fans. Obviously, like there's nothing special about that. So as you get new information, you come to different conclusions and kind of have new expectations around the movie. Between the trailers, between the trailers and everything, I feel really good about it, and I feel good hearing you speak so positively about it. So, just Minty, I will say I do have that for Captain America 4. I think it's I think it's going to be you can show me all the trailers you want. I do think it's going to be a good movie, period. Even with Red Hulk looking super crispy. I just can't get on board with it. I just can't get on board with it. I'm going to watch it and be there opening weekend. Might be the first one to kind of throw something on social to be like, hold y'all, this isn't good. Then again, I also got burned on Deadpool and Wolverine, and I stuck with that, but also said, hey, forgive me, internet, for I have sinned. So, should be fun, though. Should be fun. Should be.
I wonder if we get any. There's no way we get any tease of Daredevil in that movie. Because Daredevil comes out the month later.
I wouldn't put it past do the interviews like Brandon does. Listen, for Cap 4, I just might pull a solo run. Then again, though, for my theater, no matter what movie it is, the local theater I go to, there's like 4 people in there. So at that point, I'm like, is it worth it? But no, I was gonna say Val, Avengers Tower. If we're going New York, you know what I mean? Like, is there a chance that we get some at least name drops and references? Maybe. Easy selection pool. Fair enough. That's fair.
Forced to be in this interview.
Yeah. But no, no, it should be good. It should be good. So yeah, big 2025 coming up. For those of you who are watching live, we appreciate you in the chat. Appreciate the participation, especially Minty. But yeah, we have a lot of things that are coming up almost weekly here soon. So December is going to be big from an animated and live action perspective. We'll have Kraven, which is going to be coming. We're going to have Sonic, which is coming. Yeah. Creature Commandos, and obviously What If are going to be out there. So some yas, some boos, some jeers, some cheers. And then we're just a few.
I had a realization. Today is exactly 1 month since Sonic 3, or for Sonic 3.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to get that out there.
No, dude, it's a good end to the year, and I think we have good momentum that's going to carry us into 2025. And like, dude, we're not that far away from Superman and potentially Fantastic Four. Like, we're really not that far away.
It's crazy to think about.
Like, nuts. So, but before we get to all of that, we are going to be having a big .3 year-end .3 awards where we're going to be dropping some of our favorites, some of the worst, whatever. Join Discord. If you're not in Discord, jump into there because we're going to be taking polls from people. We want to shout you out. We want your opinions and feedback. The more people that we know that are a part of it, definitely join. So we can
pull from.
I think, what did we do last year? We just did kind of like a Google survey.
Google format.
Yeah.
Google survey. Yeah.
So
a bunch of questions. Like, I still have a lot of the banners from. Actually, I still have all the banners. Like, best line.
Yeah.
The biggest surprise. Oh, spoiler for that. If you haven't seen Loki by now, it's your fault. Worst thing of the year. The Flash and social media spoilers.
Dude, that's hilarious. I forget it's a quick folder that we pulled up. I like that. But no, it should be really, really fun, and we definitely should have some surprise guests, and we're just gonna make it a thing. So that should be dropping, gosh, in like a month. So we should probably prep after this. But anyways, Spider Brando, you got anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it. Well, that's it for him. That's it for me. That's it for us. We appreciate.
He does. Sonic Generation stream this weekend on our Twitch and maybe YouTube if I decide to overstimulate myself and go live on 3 things at once.
Fair enough. Yeah, so definitely check out Discord and socials for that. So, but yeah, great live stream. Appreciate the participation with the .3 blind ranking / regular ranking. But with that, everyone, appreciate the time, appreciate the support, appreciate the love. 3 things that you have to do before you come back next Wednesday, and that is to keep watching, keep reading, and keep nerding out. We'll see you in the next one.